In this video, we are going to learn all about Claude Code hooks. You'll learn what they are, some events that can trigger different hooks, a little bit more detail, some example hooks, and then we will create just one or two for a demo project that I'm going to do in the next video. Now, so what are Claude Code hooks? They are basically event-driven shell commands. I love the words event-driven automations. That actually sounds probably fancier. It's just a shell command that Claude Code will run in your handy-dandy terminal right here at certain events. Now, before I share what the events are, a few notes. They have a guide, which is what you find when you Google Claude Code hooks. And it's really great. You're going to need to check this out if you're building a lot of hooks. They also have a reference doc, I guess, that is also very helpful and quite different. It goes into a lot more detail on some of the nitty-gritty stuff. I recommend you check both of those out. You can also see your hooks in the JSON files, which you'll see in a moment, but also with the / command hooks. And it walks you through creating one in a nice little UI here. We'll get more into creating hooks in just a moment. So a hook is just like a terminal command that runs when exactly. There are only so many events that can trigger a hook. They are predefined by Anthropic, Claude Code. Yes, this is literally just a screenshot of the docs, but I thought this was perfect here. Session start, i.e. when you fire up your first Claude Code session, you could run a command. For example, yes, I'm skipping ahead just a little bit. What if you wanted to inject some context? Maybe you wanted to grab the last few git commit messages and put them as context for the current conversation. For example, that would be a nice little session hook. Lots of them here. User prompt submit when the user, you, submits the prompt. Before every tool use, there are lots of different tools, quote unquote, that Claude Code uses. Pre-tool, post-tool, permission request, as in Claude Code needs your permission to run something. Claude Code sends you a notification when your sub-agents start or stop, any sub-agent. When Claude Code itself stops, it finishes its task or whatever, and it responds. Pre-compact, exactly what it sounds like. You know, that like you're 97% of the way through the context window, it's about to compact. Well, you could do something right there. And session end when you close down the Claude Code session. Session end. Those are the events that can trigger what? What can they trigger? Well, before we get to the examples down here, it's worth taking a look at matchers. If you go look at what a hook looks like, you'll see something like this. This is the JSON file. This is actually my user level JSON file, not the project level. And you'll see a few things. There's like a hook object in here, and then I have two. I have a stop, and then I have a permission request. You can guess what this does. It notifies me if I'm alt-tabbed. If I'm over here in Cursor, or I'm looking at Chrome, and Claude Code finishes, it sends me a nice little pop-up notification. Cool. When does it do that? Well, I said when does it do that, but matcher on both of these is blank, otherwise known as star, all. For example, bash command, read, write, edit, those are matchers. Basically, the different tools that Claude Code can use, you can filter when the hook runs. Let's say you only want it to run on a bash command. You only want the hook to run on a read or a write or edit. That's what I mean by matchers. I should have said that first, probably, but alas. Here are some really random examples. You could send your notification to yourself. You could send it to Slack or Discord or your phone even, or your operating system, which is just what I have, right? You can also send a little chime, which is what I'm gonna do in about a minute and a half. You could automatically kill any open dev servers, which is something I should probably create because I get so sick and tired, especially when I'm working on a web app. I am tired of Claude Code leaving the ports open, and then I go in Cursor or VS Code or something like that, and I try and like run it without thinking, and it's like that port is already in use. Well, I could just write a hook that automatically kills any open servers that are running locally on my machine, right? You could prevent certain type of shell commands. This is a big one in the documentation. There are certain shell commands, which could be quite harmful for your life. Let's just put it that way. It could delete your entire hard drive, essentially. There are stories, I don't know how true they are, of people going through that, but you can easily prevent certain shell commands from running. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to ChatGPT or Claude.ai or Gemini or whatever and just ask it like, hey, what are some shell commands that I should prevent my AI coding agent from running? And you could whip that up into a hook. You could format code after every read, or not read, but write. Whenever Claude Code changes a file, automatically format it or run ESLint or something like that. We already talked about the session start. You could inject some, I don't know, context of some kind. You could lock down certain files, like your .env file, for example. If you don't want Claude Code to change it automatically, you could always get it to ask you permission for certain files. And the list goes on. Right now, you might be thinking, Pete, that's sort of interesting. Half of those are listed in the Claude Code documentation, and I would say, yes. It's because I don't really do a whole lot of hooks myself, and I don't really see a big need for a lot of them, just personally. But it's all about you and your use case. One amazing thing I found, though, that I have not tried yet, I literally just found it 20 minutes ago when Googling some stuff for this video. Hookify. This is from Anthropic. It's in the Anthropic GitHub repo, and it's basically a plugin, which we covered a couple of videos ago, I believe, where you can easily create hooks or something like hooks. It's actually a little unclear from some of their documentation here, whether it's actually messing with the settings.json file or not. I actually don't know, I haven't tried it yet. But it gives you a nice little /hookify / command for you to create some rules for yourself. And interestingly enough, you can pass this in /hookify without any arguments, and this little plugin will analyze recent conversation in Claude Code to find behaviors you've corrected or been frustrated by. That's super interesting. That's worth a try. I'll leave a link in these notes or whatever, and you can go try Hookify. I actually bookmarked it 20 minutes ago, and I was like, ooh, this actually sounds really cool. We should try that. You never know when you want to just quickly create a little rule, a little automation, a little hook or something like that, just on the fly, right? And this idea that Claude Code could literally find those for you is also really intriguing. So you can go check that out. So how do you actually create these hooks? Well, there's 3 different ways. Number one, you could kind of go through the Claude interface with the / command, /hooks. You saw this just a moment ago. I don't have Claude anymore. We'll go Claude, and then /hooks, and select our thing. We want a, I don't know, post tool use. And then we would add a new matcher, or just do all, right? Match all, no filter. And then we might do add new hook, and then we might do, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to type anything in here, but this is where you would add the shell command, right? Whatever that might be. I don't know. There's another way to add hooks, and that would be to create them manually in the settings.json file. But just so you know, if you were working with hooks in a plugin that was bundled in a plugin, that's not where you find them, which is difficult and tough to remember sometimes. But it's actually bundled within that plugin, and you should look for the hooks.json file, just so you know. Now, okay, what settings.json file is Pete talking about over here? Well, I am talking about hook locations. There we go. Same scope as, skills and subagents and all that stuff, right? You can have a user level settings.json, which is where I have my handy dandy notifications right here, or you can have it on a per project basis. And here's a little bit more info about the plugins. If you click this link right here, it'll take you to the plugin page, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you could literally dive into the settings.json file and write it out, or copy and paste it if you're looking at something from a GitHub repo. And the third and final way to create a Claude Code hook is to have Claude Code create the hook. Code the hook. Go into Claude Code, tell it what you want, and then have it do it. That's actually what I did for this user level settings.json you're looking at. For the Mac OS thing right here, I just told Claude Code to go do this. And I'm actually going to do that right now. So in the next video, I think, I am going to work on Dropcat returns, my Chrome extension. I'm going to do a completely separate version of it now that I have skills and agents and hooks and skills. Oh my. The first one I created right here didn't have any of this stuff, just vanilla Claude Code. In the next video, I'll do that. The only thing I can really think of is a hook that should meow at me every time it needs me. It would be nice to couple this little notification right here with a sound. And most people might do a chime. No, not me. We're gonna do a meow. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fire open Claude Code. Am I in the right project folder? Yes, I am. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this. I want you to create a new hook for me that plays a meow audio file every time that Claude Code needs my permission or stops. First, please analyze this documentation right here. Okay, I'm gonna grab that URL just for fun. Paste, not the thingy here. Let's delete this, grab this URL, paste it in here. Yep, and then I will say, here's my current hooks, or should we do it in the settings.json file? Yeah, we'll do it like right here. You will be updating the, .claude/settings.json file. I'm on Mac OS. The audio file is, I already did this, documents/meow.mp3. Okay, just go. I'm gonna pause my video and let this go for like a couple minutes, and we'll see what happens. All right, for what it's worth, it actually found my user level settings.json, which is not what I wanted. And I told it, no, that's not actually what I want. Don't do that. So now we're going to do this in the local. There we go, right there. AF, whoa, okay, you didn't hear that, but that was a meow. I don't think I'm actually recording my system sound, but my computer just meowed at me. So it's actually working. It worked literally on this right here. You may need to restart Claude Code. Nope, I don't. This literally stopped running and I just heard a meow. So now every single time Claude Code stops running or it needs my permission, it's going to meow at me, which I'm not gonna lie, is a little annoying and I'll probably get rid of that. Or it's on the project level, so I'll never ever do this again, really. But for now, there's a Claude Code hook. I highly recommend spending a couple minutes in the documentation and then utilizing Claude Code itself to create these. Again, feed it that URL of the docs and have it create these. I think it's a lot easier, especially if you're a vibe coder and you're not super familiar with like shell commands and you can't literally write your own. Use AI, trust me. All right, that's all I got. Drop me an emoji in the comments for those of you following along with the course. And we'll see you in the next video where I am literally going to vibe code the same exact app, except now I have multiple sub-agents. I have a plugin with a bajillion different skills, and man, it's gonna be a lot different. I don't know if it's gonna be better or worse. We're gonna see. We're gonna pit vanilla Claude Code versus Claude Code with all this stuff, and we're gonna see what happens. So, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.